Now we're going to start our freestyle layout. We are going to start by opening our kit. Start with papers. We're going to just select them all. I've not really gone through this kit yet. And fine-tuned it to exactly what I want to use. So you'll actually get to see my creative process a little bit. What I did do is actually took out the ones that I knew I would never use, because since this is a movie, like they said, horror, or romantic, or I knew I would never use those in this particular layout. So I did go ahead and close those. Let me jump back up here. Get all the embellishments. Okay, now let's go to the photo bin and you'll see everything in there. And there we go. I do think I want to play in this layout. I want to play with a white space. As a scrapbooker, and for me personally, white space scares me. And it scares me for two different reasons. First of all, it's just the page, even though I love when I see it, it just makes me think that I've forgotten something. The other thing that I struggle with is when I'm paying $1.50 a sheet to print, I don't want to do a whole lot of layouts that are just single pictures, because I have so many layouts that I want to create. And if I put one picture on every single page, I would spend literally thousands of dollars printing single pictures of my family. So I tend to be a scrapbooker that probably puts a minimum of 3 pictures on a page. And it's really just the ones where I'm trying to capture personalities that I really minimize to the 1 and 2 pictures. So, but for the sake of this, since this is kind of a personality one, I am going to do white space. Now, my white space might look a little different than other people's. I like I love the grunge look. So my white space is going to have a bit of a look. What I'm not going to do is cover the page with elements. The next thing I really want to do is go ahead and pull in my pictures so I can see exactly how I want to set this up, and decide whether I want to go horizontal or vertical with my white space. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Okay, got the pictures. Let's go back down here and grab them and pull those in. I can always rearrange my layers, so over here in the layers panel, so I'm not super concerned about putting my pictures here if I decide to put some stuff end up putting some stuff underneath it, which I likely will. But I want to kind of lay out my pictures and see exactly what I want to do. I want to go ahead and resize this and kind of give it a bit of a tilt. We'll just leave like that for right now. And I want to tilt that one ever so slightly the other way. And put that right there. Okay. I will likely rearrange this before this process is through. I do want to use frames, and I've got 2 frame choices here. I've got this one, and I've got this one. And I love this one because it reminds me of slides. And since I am, and there's another one that's just really not, it's this one that is really meant to hold 4 pictures. And since this is an older movie, I think I'm going to use this particular frame as my frame for it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to drag this over here. And then now that I've got it over here, I'm going to do Control J, and now I've got 2 of them. So now I've got my 2 frames. So let's go ahead and turn this. also going to zoom in so we can see exactly what we're dealing with. Don't really want my picture any bigger, so I'm just going to leave that like that. Okay. And let's bring this one over. And we're going to tilt it. Let's leave that there. Grab the picture behind it. And that's perfect. Okay. As you can see, once again, I have my things sticking out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to it doesn't have to be perfect. Let me Control J that and hide the original photo. So now we've got that cleared. And let's do the same thing with this one, except I'm going to start from, no, let's not do that. Control Z. Okay, let's do that. Control J. Oh, hang on. Let me do that same thing. Now Control J. And do that. And I'll just bring that. Oops. We're still showing a little bit. So let me try that again. And let's see how I can fix that. We're going to just go backwards. Okay, there we go. And the other thing I never have mentioned before is I can continue to go backwards in Photoshop Elements more than one step. Okay, let's take that away as well. Okay, we're going to start over here. And let's try that. Let's see if that doesn't work. Okay, let's do that on here. And now let's Control J it. Ah, much better. I think I've... There we go. I'm not going to have a perfectionist attitude about this. It is good enough. Okay. So I'm just going to leave those right here right now. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse those because I like, and I'm going to move my sun up. I like that much better. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of pattern papers. One of them is this one right here. Except what I'm going to do is use that rectangular tool and I'm going to cut out that whole strip. Except I'm going to leave it. I'm going to start it here and I'm going to end it here. Okay, let's control that. Now, when we open back up the photo bin, I can literally grab this section and pull it in. Okay, so that's there, and let's just drop it back behind and kind of place it there. I also want to do a solid, and I think I want to do, I'm going to do this orange here. Let's go ahead and put that in, put it behind. Not real concerned on this one about it being perfect. I'm just going to slide it in. And slide it in here. Okay, and we'll just leave that as it is. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some embellishments kind of down this side right here. So some of them I'm going to end up putting on top and some on bottom. I'll just start layering them at this point right here. Oops, let me get that. Let me resize them, and I'll just kind of play with the layering after we get them all in. Okay, so I definitely want that. I want these colors. Love those. And let's see. Popcorn. Gotta have popcorn. And let's see here. Movie ticket. Oops, I didn't. Okay, let's try that movie ticket again. Oh, hang on, gotta get the clapper. Okay. Since our background paper has the paint splatter, I'm not going to mess with adding any kind of additional. I think that would just be overkill. Let's throw in our ribbon. And let's see here. Maybe some tape. And let's go back up to the flowers. Okay, I think that gives us plenty to work with. Okay, I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to put that on top of this right here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a little bit when we start adding effects. I'm going to put this over here on the side, and in order, when I've got things hidden back here, if I will hit Control and then use my mouse to drag it, you'll see things kind of go into place. Let's put this right here. I think I want to duplicate this one. Let's Control J that. I'm going to bring the other one down at the bottom, flip it over. I'm very symmetrical. You'll probably figure that out. Okay, that's good. And let's get this one. We need to resize this for sure. Okay, now we can, now that it's hidden, I'll use the controls. Let's do that there. We'll leave that there for right now and see how it all pans out. Definitely need to resize our clapper here and reposition that, and our popcorn. Let me pull that out. I want to resize this. We're not at the movie theaters, we're at home, and at home we just don't use popcorn quite that big. Okay, and let's get a flower right there. And a flower right here. And that's all of our elements. Now let's kind of figure out what we want on top of our pictures. I think I want my clapper on top of the picture. Okay, let's see what else I want on top. Probably want to bring this flower forward along with the reel. Shift, do those, and I'm going to drag those at the same time just to speed up the process. Okay. Let me unconnect them. Want that more like down here. And then I'm going to go back here and move this one up. And I want to move the flowers on top of the leaves. And let's see here. Popcorn. Let's see, where do I want that? Okay. And what I'm going to do is, let me accept that. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to move it right here. Okay. Let's go ahead and start at we've got everything in place. Let's take a look at it. It's still very flat. I understand that. But basically, I have a layout that I've created Freestyle. Definitely need to do a lot of styling on it and finishing touches, so that's what we'll handle in the next video.